Yeah, what's good, y'all? It's been a long minute since I decided to share my thoughts, but haven't been having the time to really sit down and do it. Just going through some shit, trying to make some shit happen. But as of late, shit is rather slow, so just like y'all, I'm doing the best I can, through this shit, these demons. The gang stalking getting a little worse though, in a way. So I've just been laying low. As for finding some gigs in my area, that shit still as always. And when I found that last gig I was doing, the Matrix didn't like it that I got paid as much as I did. So then they'll throw some curveballs in my way to make sure I won't really get anywhere. Or find another gig. The Matrix scene, it seems like this Matrix wants me to spend up all my money I slaved hard for, get broke, wait for a long time, and then I might find another gig. That's how it always it turns out, That's what it seemed like. But I don't know, man. That's just what it seemed like to me. Like, this hive mind really is getting a whole lot worse out here for, like, people who are trying to be sovereign out here. Well, even if you comply to the rules of this infrastructure, you're not really going to get anywhere. You're just going to lose even more. So they're making it a battle for you to find something good. And you know what's funny? Like, for example, with me, I'll tell you this story, right? I was talking to this girl, and I've been seeing her for a long time. And she was hooking me up, doing all kind of stuff for me, man, talking with me and shit. Then all of a sudden, I stopped seeing her ass. Either she relocated or they fired her. I don't know. But I feel like this system is on to me, man. Like, yeah, I got a stalker try to goddamn sneak up on me and do some shit. Try to find out where I live and shit. You know what I'm saying? Once that motherfucker find out where I live, then he gonna try to do some evil ass shit. But I gotta lay low from these bitches. Cause even if I win a fight, even if or when or however it goes, if I win that fight, they'll get what they want. The Matrix will get what it wants. It wants me to fight and kill or whatever just to get in trouble. So then they can have jurisdiction over me. Because I believe in the law of reciprocity. But at the same time, I know they can flip the laws with their collective illogic. Because everybody talk about this law of attraction shit. You can believe something and manifest it. I'm going to tell you the truth about that. If you can finesse the mass, if you can finesse the collective illogic, then you can finesse your way into controlling their illogic with your superior intuitive capacity. Because individual logic is inferior to collective illogic. And the only way to transcend that is to use wisdom and finesse them. That's the only way. And I started these commentaries not to gain anything, but to reach out to others and help them in their journey. But I know some people might take it out of context. I really don't care. I'm just doing this to help people and make a difference. That's the best thing we could do with our lives, really, if you ask me, is to help another and slowly improve ourselves spiritually. But as for me, I've been at somewhat of a standstill because I reached a certain level of spiritual development But sometimes, like, I feel like I'm regressing a little bit because I'm preoccupied with surviving and finagling out here. And, you know, it's like this realm takes your soul when you out here in it. It takes your soul just to survive and maintain and to look over your shoulder. And when you're around a bunch of tares, it's rather hard for you to really focus spiritually and be wholesome, because this realm has a way of stealing from people who are wholesome and attacking them when they're just minding their business. So that's why I always say finessing is the way, because finessing will minimalize what they'll try to do to you and maximize your focus on your spiritual development and any ideas you have on like financial improvement. And if you occupy with a job and you got all these expenses, a basic ass house they overcharging you on, all this shit, you build that bill, being frivolous with your money, it's just insane. You don't have the time to really focus on your spiritual development, but instead you focusing on just this basic survival, bullshit, drama, evil motherfuckers, and then they try to get you into the realm of being carnal, where you gotta kill and steal and take shit. Even when you got a business, you gotta finesse people just so they could buy your product. But most people, if the person got qualms with you, don't like you for some fucked up reason, then they will make it so you will never get your product. So you gotta deceive their ass just to get them to buy your damn product, because they'd rather pay a motherfucker who's not giving as much and product ain't as good and they charge more than to buy from you. You got a cheaper, better product, and they rather buy from the motherfucker who cheats his employees, cheats the people, the source or he got it from, cheat everybody, then raise up the price. And then the product isn't even that good because it's mass produced and the workers don't get paid nothing, so they don't really try all that hard to make the product right. So, you know, that's why it's crazy, bro. And then they got laws in some parts of the world where you can't even plant food in your own backyard. It's rigged for you to buy from their food. It's like they try to force you to get these vaccinations and shit. Man, it's just crazy how they twist everything so it can fit right into the little program. If you ask me, that's pretty damn evil. But that's the demiurge. It's the realm we're in. That's why it's the best thing you could do here is help wake up other people. Focus inward on your spiritual development and purify your chi and your soul or whatever. And then you meditate and you become one with the one breath of nothing. And then you just free yourself from all this bullshit. But it's rather hard when you got enemies all around you. Now you in survival mode. You can't meditate. You know, this is why monks go off into the woods and they meditate and they get the hell away from society. But the question is how they wash their clothes, how they survive, how they stay so clean. Cause you see the monks on TV, they be looking so clean, like how they doing it? Ain't no damn way they clean. So a lot of that shit might be fabricated. Because my bro, he sent me a blog where this dude was on an island for 31 years. 30-something years, 31 years, I think. And they ended up evicting him off of the land, even though he was protecting it. And he was living on it. He had nowhere else to live, and he was only 80-some years old, and they kicked him off. It's crazy how the system conspires against one person for being free, even though they're not really freeloading. They doing the right thing to help out. But people ain't happy with that shit. Just goes to show where this world is going. All these lucrative investments they telling you to invest in, these cryptocurrencies, these businesses, all this shit is all an illusion. The only way your business is gonna work is if you're a part of the illusion, if you're a part of the matrix, the world, if you're a reptilian-minded human being. Your business will prosper because other reptilian, hybrid, whatever people, terror hybrid, they fit in, they resonate with your energy. So then you can get sales just like that. Real in a snap, you get your customers. But if you was like me and you was trying some shit, they look at you funny. Because you got a spirit on you. You got a spirit in you. And they can feel that. They can feel you ain't one of them. If you're trying to find a mate, whether you're a man or a woman, you can't find a mate. Especially if you're a man, you can't find no mate. You better off just not giving a fuck and being a monk. Or fucking some chicken head or hood rat or something. Probably get you a white girl. I don't know, if you black, get you a white girl. Shit, I don't know. It's a better chance. But I ain't saying, ain't nothing perfect, man. All I'm saying is, do what works for you. The system may be corrupt, but if you can find a loophole in it, milk that loophole till that motherfucking carton gets empty. Till that titty get flaccid. You know what I'm saying? You milk that bitch. Yeah, I may be spiritual, but at the same time, I gotta be realistic. And what I'm seeing is, no matter how good of a person you are, you gotta do certain things to get by. You gotta do certain things to get ahead. If you gotta kill another life form just to better your life, and you able to get away with it and it don't affect you in your daily routine, do it. Especially if it's trying to harm you, do it. But if you, like me, and you in an area with a bunch of cameras, a bunch of cops, and then on top of it, the cops are gang stalking you, you gotta get the fuck out of there. You gotta get the fuck out of there. Either that or you're gonna get pulled down with them. And I burnt a few bridges because some people was trying to control me, get me in the matrix. And I'm like, hell no. And they say, hey, in so many words, they're saying, hey man, you can get the benefits of what I got, just be a part of the matrix. Be in the system, be all system oriented and all that. Put your face out there and be a crash dummy. And I said, hell no, in my head, but I'm like, yeah. And then I just dipped, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to get caught up in that bullshit, bro. I'm trying to free myself. Down here, I won't be able to get my sovereignty like that. But I know if I go somewhere else, probably could. Hell, probably don't even need it. But the thing is, trying to think. Thing is, if you can maneuver through this shit, it don't have you be under the radar. But it's hard finding a place when you under the radar. And like I said before, sometimes you gotta plant a seed of illusion into people, make them feel like you're playing along with their agenda. their agenda, their order, whatever. And once you do, then you the finesse. Once you finesse, then, you know, the world will just hand you shit. And I do it autonomously without thinking about it. Like, sometimes these women want to do shit for me. I remember one day, all I had was $1, for real. I wasn't trying to scam anybody. But I knew if I did this, somebody would help me out. So I went to Waffle House, right? Well, this was a long time ago, about a couple months ago. And I was like, hey, do I got anything for $1? And she was like, well, no, and something. And I was like, well, she said the pie is like $1 and some change. I said, damn, I ain't got it. I'm just gonna get a hot water, make me a tea. So I get the tea, right? And then after I sit for a while and drink my tea, then this white lady, she was just about to leave, this young white lady. And then she gave the lady a dub to give to me. Then I got me a triple hash brown with some onion and mushroom. I ain't gonna lie, most of my blessings come from white chicks, man. They don't come from black. They don't come from no. You know what? These white niggas be hating, man. They can tell I be the type that get a white girl, man. And they hate me for it. It's the black women, some black men, and the black women who be hating that I got me a white bright liking me. Cause they know that's the one that resonates the most with me. You know, they hate that shit, man. So they be finessing out here. And then what's funny is the Matrix made these damn gang stalkers adapt to like my maneuverability, like the little cuts I be taking. This motherfucker knew what cut I was going down to get up in that area. And the motherfucker rolled down the road, right? He saw me walk up this hill in these woods. And it's like a little dirt road in the back by a pond, right? And then there's like another road. It's like a real steep road, but it's closed off so no one could drive on it. And then this motherfucker drove out forward. He was trying to see who I was. He backed up. Then he stopped for a few seconds, then turned around. You see what I'm saying? And then he drove back up the road. I turned around, he turned from where he went from, just to see where I was going. And there's like a little McAllister's and everything, and Belks and all that shit. And then I went through another cut. And then I had to stop at the nearest store I can get to, where I could hide and lay low for a little while. And eventually the motherfucker left. But I ain't trying to get caught up in no situation. You know, they talking about Donald Trump. You know, because Donald Trump, he did inspire a lot of bigots to be the way he is. And now they just balls heavy now. You know, they acting like they got balls. But why the fuck they see a black person by himself and start shit with him for? You know what I mean? Then if I snap on them and hurt them, now all of a sudden the police want to take me to jail. You see what I'm saying? It's bullshit. Can't even get a fucking thing of pepper mace. But what's funny is the lady told me to get wasp spray. Said get wasp spray, it does the same thing. That shit was funny. I might actually do that. I might actually go get me some wasp spray, probably from the dollar store or something. It'd be cheaper too, and it comes in a bigger can. Spray that shit in his eyes. Shit. If that don't work, I'm stabbing that motherfucker. I might steal his whip. I don't know. Shit. You can say I'm fucked up for that. I don't know, shit. I'm just trying to survive, man. I didn't ask to come here in a world where I'm hated by nearly everybody. Either I'm hated or people blocking me from shit, so I can't be able to love myself, you know what I mean? So it's like I have to finesse or be my worst self. That's why I say finessing is the way. Because if you ain't finessing, then you're gonna have to do some really heinous shit just to survive. A lot of shit that'll make you hate yourself. To avoid that, you have to finesse. Look for loopholes in the system and maneuver them. Get what you want. The best thing we can really do is network with each other. If we can know we got legit people that really see the same vision that we see. Because no one can reach success alone. The reason why some people are successful is because they connect with other people. I mean, unless you stealing. But then there's a conglomerate of people that's united to stop you. So you can't really do that for too long, because once they catch up on you, they're gonna strike you. Just like the police be looking at you, they be like, oh, what's he doing? Then they see you ain't doing nothing, they be like, how he getting money? Is he a drug dealer? No, I go to fucking Craigslist or whatever site I can go on. I can post an ad and do some labor for somebody whenever I get the chance. I don't fucking do much. And if I did, hell, what the hell am I doing? Nothing. Shit, I go to pantries if I don't have money. I get clothes, I get food. Sometimes I get clothes, but I mean some nice clothes too, bro. Not none of that cheap shit. I go to this pantry where it's mostly white people. And there was a white nigger that started some shit with me over there because he got mad I was getting ahead of him in line, even though he can get ahead of me. But he was getting mad because he just couldn't stand me. He couldn't stand that I was fucking getting the food I like to get. And he don't even eat the fucking food I eat, bro. He just wanted to start some shit, and because he was bigger than me, he wanted to push me around. If I fight his ass, I'm gonna try to go for his throat, man. But that was a long time ago, man. But you know, these white niggas, man, they take advantage of their white privilege. They think they can do what the fuck they want. But then the people at the church sided with me anyway. They saw I wasn't really doing nothing. They let other people go in front of other people when they picking out stuff. It doesn't matter. But when he saw I was doing it, he got mad. Told me, people wait from 8 o'clock in the morning to get the food, and you just come along and you doing all this blah, 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 and getting mad and shit. I'm like, man, then the people talking about, it's cool, let him do it. He ain't doing nothing. He just getting what he getting. And they got mad. Yeah, they got mad. It was a couple of them. And then he was talking shit, bitching. And he got the other two people to start talking shit. They're like, what you doing, man? That's messed up, man. You doing all that. You just getting the food. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just bullshit. But the people at the church was cool with me, and they knew I wasn't trying to do nothing wrong, man. They knew I was just getting food. And the other people do it too. They go around me, and I let them go around me. But then I do it, and he want to make a big deal about it. I tell you, man, these fucking terrorists, man, like, their whole entire existence is just to live off assistance and to be one with the government. So when they go to the motherfucking pantry early in the morning or go somewhere early in the morning, they get very savage about it, you know. They get very angry because they can't get what the hell they want, because they feel like they've been there longer than anybody. They can just take all the good shit and leave the shit, the other shit for us. I'm like, hell no, I'm getting the shit that's good for me. The fuck? He tried to push me back. I went and got in front of his ass again. And then he called us and said, you gonna do it. I said, shit, me, I am gonna do it. And they got mad. And you got someone else talking shit. That's how these gang stalking hybrid hive mind people do. They don't want you at the pantry so you can get food and survive. They don't want you to have a good paying job or to find someone that you can help so they can pay you. They don't want you to sell your work so you can get paid and live somewhat good. They want you to finesse and play their little game and go to jail with them and all this regressive shit. So that's why I always say finessing is the way. Because if you ain't finessing, you losing, man. And I do this shit autonomously. I don't think about it, I just do it. Because if I think about it, it will really get to me. Like, how am I gonna make this move over here? How am I gonna do this over here? How am I gonna go over here? How am I gonna go over there? You gotta figure out when is the right time to go over here. And sometimes when you be calling the thought, you kind of mess up a little bit because you're not thinking straight. So, you know. But, you know me, right now I'm just stretching with a little change I got for right now. So, till I find me another gig or something like that. Till I find me another gig, I'm simply finessing, finagling, so I don't get in no heat, no trouble. Yep, but it seems like to me, best thing we can do is just chill. Just chill, do a little finessing. Everything work out. Man, I pee. Whew. Yeah, but all we can do is finesse in this world. You know, you look at all the aggregate pieces, you think all of them are just meant to be. You think about the whole. If you're a source human, if you're Christ being, or watered down Christ being, you think about the whole. You think about how all the others are affected. You think about what's right or what's wrong. Even if it doesn't benefit you, you still try. But then you have to accept deep down inside that this is a fallen world, and a lot of the pieces are just there to be obstacles for other pieces. Obstacles for you. Because to tell the truth, within inside of you is the whole. It is the pure. But in these people, it's emptiness. It's void. It's vain. I got a lot of people talking about, I'm an agent, I'm not real, I'm a terror. And a lot of the times, you know how these demiurge-based people operate. They want to steal the life from you and say it's theirs. They can't do it and they can't replicate it. So they hate. Because they can't replicate what you're doing. So they hate on it. Because they want to be you, but they don't want to go through what you went through to get to who you are, to be who you are. They can't endure it, so they hate you because they can't be you. Some people may have a better time working a job. They accept it on the job, but they hate their job, they hate their life. But they don't have the will to transcend their past self and look beyond their job. That job is their life. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's just a job. It's just something you do to earn some money so you can pay bills. It's something you can put on the books just to say you work. So you don't be targeted by the CIA and all that crap. But really, they hate you because you have the potential to rise above that position. So their collective logic can hinder you from dealing with them. You know what I mean? To the point where you could like sell small stuff to them, but sell it to a whole bunch of people. Then you could raise up enough money to get yourself out of poverty. They don't want that. They want your ass at a lower position than them at the same job they work, where they can treat you like shit so they can feel good about themselves and keep shitting on you for the rest of your life. As soon as they see you level up and get that Phantom or that BMW or that goddamn that Bentley, they gonna be hating on your ass, man. They hate that everything they did was a failure. Their life is a failure. Everything they did in their life is a failure. Even when they had all the pieces right and lined up, they still failed. But they've made it deliberately so you will fail. The Matrix made it so that you will fail and you will be a loser. But when you actually succeeded, they really can't stand it. Even if it's just to get a fucking labor job at some warehouse or something. They can't stand that. They can't even stand that, bro. Let alone you leveled up and got you a Beamer, you got you a Phantom, you got an Audi, you got a Ferrari, you got a motherfucking Lamborghini, you got a Rolls-Royce Phantom. They like, damn, how the hell did he level up? And jobs are for tares, man. Either hybrids or tares or source people playing a role and they pandering to the Matrix. But it's really hard for a source person to stay in that motherfucker for too long. Because an empath, a true empath, aka a Christ being, can't be in that environment too long because it would drain them and it'll attack them. So they had to get the fuck out of there. See, I'm mixing it up with spirituality, but I'm also bringing up real life scenarios from people I know and myself. Most of this Matrix or these people become aware of you. They'll turn on you for no fucking reason. They'll have it to where they don't even want to pay you everything. And they get mad because of you having to is you having to be who you are, or you need to do something, or if you don't do every single fucking thing they want you to do, their love and admiration will turn into hate, disdain, contempt, and indifference. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about finessing people, man. But eventually, if you deal with them enough and let them feel your energy, either through your vocal patterns or just being around you long enough. Because if you be around them in a certain way long enough, then they could use your vocal patterns to force you to be able to talk to them. It gets you in a situation where you have to talk to them. The more you talk to them, the more you reveal about yourself. The more you reveal about yourself, the more they see what you are. Even though they don't know what it is, they know it's not like them. They know you're not at the level they're at. And then they start to realize you're a totally different being. You got the same flesh, kinda. But I notice with these hybrid terror people, they love eating meat. I hate it. I hate eating fish sometimes. But I ain't gonna lie, a little piece of salmon is pretty good. A little bit of whiting is okay, but it got more mercury than salmon, I believe. But what's another? Not trout, but it's another one. Brim tastes like chicken. But yeah, man, when I ate salmon, I felt something shoot up to my brain, like, what the fuck? And then my goddamn libido went down. Like, what the fuck? That's why I start eating salmon and shit, and fish. But I need to stick more to like nutritional yeast and sunflower seeds, cabbage, kale, and broccoli. If I could live off of that, I'd be fine. With a little bit of pineapple too, you know. Pineapple helps you. Orange juice is also good. Lime juice, lemon juice. Maybe some red lentils. That'll save a whole lot of money. Get some red lentils from the Asian market and live off that for a long while until I get completely on my feet. But it's like they ain't gonna let you get on your feet without being one with the Matrix. That's what's crazy about that shit. If I don't know anybody where I could finesse and go play cards with them and shit, then I'm SOL. Like how they do in Atlanta. But they be robbing each other too much, man, you know. South Carolina is better. A lot of them people know each other. They all with each other. They all family, distant relatives. They gamble against each other. Some people fix the deck of cards so they can goddamn see what the hand gonna be and they take all the money. You know, I hate poker, but I was starting to appreciate Texas Hold'em a little more than like I used to. But I'm more of a blackjack person, you know. I'm more of a blackjack baccarat. A little bit of sick and bowl, a little bit of roulette and who, hey, how, fish, prawn, crab type person. I like that quick shit. And then I could leverage a betting system to profit off of it. Can't do that with poker. Cause poker is kind of random, but then you gotta be very strategical. Even with strategy, you could lose all your money in one fucking hand if you ain't bluffing right or if you ain't playing right. I wouldn't want to make a living playing poker, even though the earning potential is greater than, like, and that game is greater than any game, because you're taking other people's money. But then, if you good at, like, blackjack or whatever, you could 10x your money. But if you do it like that at one time, they gonna kick your ass out, man. So the best thing for you to do is take like 500 to 1,000 in there, double it, maybe triple it, and get the hell on out of there. Come back later, double, triple it, get the fuck out of there. Don't bring too much attention. Probably go in there like 2, maybe 3 times a day. Do that same strategy. Make sure they don't know you like that. Then get the fuck out of there. Excuse me. Make sure you get the fuck out of there and then leave. Get like double your money and get the fuck out. Don't even stay. Because when you stay, that's when you make yourself vulnerable. You don't want to be vulnerable because then the only thing that's giving you money, they'll turn on you and then kick you out and then get you banned and say, he's an advantage player. Then they're going to start asking for your ID and all that. See who you is, try to get you in they membership, they loyalty program. Then they're going to triangulate your earnings that way. Now, if you play for 1,000, you win 2,000 on top of that 1,000. They going to make you sign paperwork and shit. Then you got to get taxed for what you earn and all that crazy stuff, man. It's not worth it. It's best to just play, be small time, work your way up through the years, and then when you get big, then you can start betting big. And like you worked your way up to now you got a $10,000 capital, and it doesn't hurt you if you lose the whole 10,000. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. You work your way up to a certain capital. But the thing I like about like gambling is you can apply business practices are return on investment. The overhead is basically your bankroll. Your bankroll is the overhead. Maybe the tips you give the dealer if you want to give him a tip, or her a tip, you know, but then you gotta look at the percentages of each hand that you bet. You look at the percentage of how much you gain, how much you lose, how much you gonna gain over time if you within the span of a month, a week, or a year, and how much you can mitigate your losses by extending your endurance, by lowering your starting percentage and all that blah blah. And when you become really good at that, man, I'm telling you, bro, you can make a serious living off of that shit. You look at these motherfuckers like they crazy talking about, oh, a business, a drop shipping. All that shit is oversaturated. It's not real. You can't do that shit no more. Back in the day, you can go on Craigslist, post ad for affiliate marketing sites, but that shit has been spammed out. It's oversaturated. The only people that's gonna eat in that shit is the people that been in it long time, that's been overly spamming these ads to where now only thing you can get is a job. You can't sell nothing unless it's food, clothing, or shelter. So if you can, get in real estate, but I prefer not to. Yeah, I always thought about it, like selling real estate, because it's the best thing to do is to like get a house and flip it, not rent it out over the years and have to worry about them messing it up. Then you got to repair it and all that. You know, that's too much work. So the best thing you could do is like get a house and repair it. Fix that motherfucker up. Then sell it, flip it, go on to the next thing. If you gotta go through all that just to flip something, if you just have to get money, why not just gamble then? Shit. Gambling is like the prostitute version of getting a wife. Getting a wife is a business, but a business gonna leave you just like them gambling winning's gonna leave you. But if you're good at taking something that's highly volatile with limitless earning potential and it keeps you off the radar, why not do it? You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a prostitute, if she's clean, shit, why not fuck her, man? She's clean. Know what I'm saying? So I'm just like giving y'all helpful tips. I mean, I would do it myself, but I'm in an area where I don't have much opportunities. Best you can get over here is a fucking job, and that's all you gonna get, a job. You can't get nothing else out here. It's set up that way. So it's all about finessing, man. It ain't about nothing else, man, but don't finesse to the point where you hurt innocent people who are capable of having inner consciousness or soul or Christ in them, Buddha nature in them. Don't hurt them because you just know the world is shit, man. I mean, do what you can, help others. You know, that's what I believe in. Help others, stay out the way. If you could avoid casualties on both sides, do it, even if it do make you look like you less than what you is. Because the way the system is set up, it wants you to defend yourself. But if you defend yourself, they make it so you're wrong. If you walk away, they're going to try to turn you into a punk and say, you should have fought that motherfucker. What you doing? And then the next minute, they're going to be like, no, you should have just walked away. You see how they flip it? They flip everything. So that's why I say, like, finessing is the only way, man. It's the only way because it's how things are set up. But in your meantime, Always go within. That's how you find the Christ. You can't find a Christ through some figure outside of yourself that is an image. When you pray and you really look within, you don't know you looking within yourself. A lot of people believe in Jesus. They believe in all these other different entities that people created, which are really just faces of the demiurge. It's just faces of the demiurge trying to lure you into some kind of belief system, make you look outside yourself so it can harvest you loose. If you were a true source human, you would know that. But if you ain't a source human, you just gonna think that the Christ is outside of you. It's a different entity separate from you. Christ is within you, but not your ego self, not your brain. It's the motherfucker I'm talking to you through right now. Is the awareness, the spirit that I'm using to talk to you through this vessel. Christ isn't something outside of you. Christ is not in your brain. Christ is in your heart. And you gotta dig deep in your heart to know. I ain't talking about your emotional heart. Cause there's a heart of intuition and inner reasoning. And then there's the heart of emotion, which is really the external aspects of the heart before it gets to the brain or whatever, how that works. I used to be all into that stuff when I was researching, but a lot of the stuff I know now and even back then, it came from experience, not from a book. Not from some person who's probably not even as half of as intelligent as myself or whatever. Or half as intelligent as you know? And they not even aware enough to see that it's within and not some allegorical figure or is these organs control these sets of organs, because you never know, man. You never know. But yeah, man, it's all about going within yourself. That's what it's all about. It's all about calming your breath, detaching yourself from these demons, milking their asses, and then you leave them. Because if you stay, you're just gonna get into some shit. So it's just best to get the hell up out of there and maneuver through that shit and then free yourself. Because what's so fucked up about these creatures? They don't want you to live your best life, but they don't want you to die neither. They want you to keep living and be at the bottom so they can keep feeling good about themselves. Then they drain your energy. But when you get free, it hurts them because they're demiurge. But it's inconsequential what happens to the demiurge, because once we're dead, we're dead. But with this cognitive mind, we think in the moment so much that we can't really detach ourselves from it and see the whole. Because we looking at, oh man, I'm in pain. Oh man, I feel bad. Oh man, this shit sucks. You know, that's how the demiurge made us. But if we express our pain, she will punish us for it, which shows how evil she is. But at the same time, you have to be at a point where you don't give a fuck and you're happy. Even in poverty, you gotta be happy. Even in destitute, you gotta be happy. You gotta take what little you got in poverty, in your realm of being poor or whatever, and then you make it into something good where people will say, damn, he look pretty damn good to be somebody that's poor. Or she look pretty good to be somebody that's poor. Yeah, that's how you gotta be. And you be like, damn, how the hell he do it and he poor? He just know how to make shit work, don't he? Yeah, I'm a finesser. I finesse my way around, and sometimes unexpectedly a blessing will come into my life, and then Somebody helped me in this part of my life. Somebody helped me in this part of my life. You know, and the funny thing is, they get off on your energy blessing them, but they don't want to let you know that. But then they let you know a little bit that you do kind of make their day. But then at the same time, they want to downplay you at the same time. Like, they downplay what you did, but at the same time, they love what you did for them. They just love being around you, but they hate you at the same time. Well, I ain't gonna say hate, but they had enmity for you. They got some sort of feeling of rejection towards you, and like they like you, but they don't accept you. They know you're not one of them. You know what I mean? They know you ain't a world-based human. You're not a GMO human. You're not a hybrid. You're not a tear, man, or whatever they want to call it, a crash dummy, or a driver, or a traveler. I'm a traveler, man. I'm a wanderer. But lately, physiologically, geologically, I'm not traveling. I'm traveling in a sense where, like legal, lawful sense, I'm a traveler. I'm not a driver. I don't travel in a vehicle for commerce. Or I'm a traveler. I'm a wanderer because I roam around and I finesse. They make it so you can't get no work so you can be able to leave. It's set up that way. You got to be plugged in with somebody that see what you see, and then they hook you up and plug you into some shit. After you help them and give them some information that can help their life. That's how you finesse your way into a better situation. Find the right people that's receptive to you. And then you build with them, and then you create a better life for you and them. That don't mean you can trust everybody neither. So, I mean, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. And appreciate all y'all, man. All y'all people, man. Y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. And, you know, I wish y'all the best in y'all life. But I don't want to hold you up any longer. So, y'all take care now.